So I think we need to talk about YouTube versus day job. I still have a day job. A lot of people don't know this, but even with 400 and something thousands in subs, I still go into a day job, not like a full time 40 plus hours a week. I'm still only going in once a week. I've trained another person to basically offload a lot of the work that I was doing. So it's actually pretty chill. And I really hired someone very talented, very capable, and they do a fantastic job. So I've really been happy with my day job, and I really have enjoyed the people I work for, and they're just a great employer. So it's not something that I'm going to quit anytime soon. It's just one of those things that most people don't know about me. And I still pull in a decent amount of money. I don't want to say it on camera just because, one, if anybody at my works there watches this, I don't want them to know how much I make, but it's it's enough to where I can pay for benefits and stuff like that. So healthcare, 401k, those things that you have in a 9 to 5 that you don't have as a YouTuber. I kind of just use all that for those things. So it's really nice to, at the end of the year, to have stuff for taxes, stuff for benefits, stuff for that. And that's why I still have a day job, which is nice. Now on to YouTube. A lot of people know that 4.5 years ago I started this YouTube channel, and several years ago I made a YouTube versus a day job. Do I quit my day job and do YouTube full time? Most people, around 50 to 100K, they do it and they make that leap, and they start doing, hey, this video is sponsored by fill in the blank here. And I don't. I don't do that, not to, talk down on anybody else that does YouTube, because it's not that. And it's not that I'm virtuous and I'm just like, hey, I want a very clean video. A lot of times it's just I hate dealing with a lot of the back and forth with sponsorships. Those sponsorships, if you don't know, you have all this back and forth, and it's like maybe $1,000, or maybe if it's a dedicated video, it's like $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000. It can go pretty high. But the big but here is it takes a lot of hours to put in for those videos. You'll send it, and typically it's like some middleman that some big company's contracted to manage, and then you'll send that product and they'll go to them, and then they'll come back and go, we need these changes. You'll do those changes and they'll send it back, and then it'll go back to there, and then it'll come back, and then it sucks. I would much rather just go fix a server and just be like, I don't have to worry about this. So that's kind of what I've done. Occasionally I'll do a sponsored video if I don't have to do that. If it's just direct to that company, I'll just do a direct video. And if I can talk to someone technical over there so they understand what they're asking for, and I'll tell them what I'm going to do on camera, and they'll be like, oh, that's great. Or, oh, you understand that. Well, that's a lot better than a lot of other folks we've had dealings with, so we can just do it this way. That's kind of cool. So there's been some sponsorships I've really enjoyed, and just to name one, Synology's been my favorite sponsor, and I haven't done anything for them in about a year and a half, 2 years, but still my favorite of all time, because I actually had contacts with that company, and it was great. It wasn't some BS middleman that you have to go deal with, and I just kind of stopped doing those because a lot of the middle media companies out there are just not fun to do that back and forth with, and very time consuming, and frankly it's just not worth it. So how much do you make on YouTube compared to the real job? And with my sponsorships, and also there's a lot of people who've contributed through memberships down below and over on christitus.com. Well, I would say I'm still not up to what I was making when I left doing full-time IT. Back when I did as an IT director, I made a lot of money, 6 figures, and I got bonuses and a lot of benefits with that, to where it's still, probably a fraction of that. So probably around 40% or 50% of the revenue I got over there to what I make today on YouTube, with everything kind of bundled together. It's still a good amount, but it's something to where I've just kind of cut back my life, because the thing I love about YouTube and doing this type of thing is, even with all of I have going on, 1 day a week working the day job, and then usually 4 days a week here on YouTube, is I get a lot of freedom to do all the stuff I want to do. And one thing I've been prioritizing is my health, and I've been working out a bunch. I'm actually on like day 70 or so of CrossFit. Originally, I was gonna do like a New Year's, I transformed my body in 50 days or something. And then I looked and I was like, you know what? I can do even better. I'm gonna just keep doing this for like 6 months or 8 months, and I'm gonna make that video, and it's just gonna be crazy awesome. It's gonna be a huge transformation before and after. So I've really enjoyed the health benefits I've gotten from a lot of the freedom that you get on doing your own YouTube. The other benefits of YouTube as well, I would say, is just all the cool knowledge you learn. My favorite thing about it is the comments people leave when I have like a tool of like, hey, I recommend this tool. And then all of a sudden in the comments, they're like, oh, well, that tool's good and all, but you should try this tool. This is so much better. And then you go and look that up and start exploring, and you just learn all this new stuff because of you, the viewer. That's what's the best part about this. And that's what most people miss. And I think a lot of, younger folks look up or try to be a YouTuber and want to do this as a profession. And I look at it and I was just like, man, it's not a great profession. It really isn't. To do it right, to make a living doing it, you have to do a lot. And I think a lot of people aren't emotionally enough, mature enough to actually do it, because you do get haters and other detractors on top of everything I've just mentioned, not to mention the vast skill sets you need to acquire to do all the things. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that are young that could probably hire people to do a lot of these things, but you need a huge amount of capital to really make a splash in this realm. And for me, it's just something I'm not very interested in. I do like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So when it comes to video, like learning aperture and all the stuff that works with cameras, I didn't know anything about cameras when I started, and having to learn focal distance and all these like shot composition. Like, this is a whole new shot this year. You like it? I mean, it's like my second or third time showing it. I'm still like tweaking these and that. It's fun messing around with making a new shot and then going, okay, how's this look? And then, oh, that's terrible. Or messing around with like the audio. Like, this is the first shot I've ever done with like a shotgun mic, and then trying to tweak all those things in post. And how much of a compressor do I want to put? Is that too boomy? You hear the breath? Do you hear any background noise? And then kind of figuring out where those decibel low, that's fun. I love that aspect. So you're like audio video technician, and then you do all the computer stuff I show on screen on top of it. There's a lot of the technical aspect of this that is amazing and I love. But it's kind of funny, out of all the things that kind of I get stuck on with YouTube and why I'm not full time, it's the business of it that I don't like. And you gotta like it to do this full time. And I just don't want to do a bunch of ad reads, and I don't like a lot of sponsorships. I'm sure I'll do sponsorships in the future if it's something really good, but it's just, I can't bring myself to just do the norm, and I'm fine with that. At the end of the day, I do make enough money doing this. It's not a substantial amount. This month has been kind of trash. It's been okay, but all this is pre-tax. Here's my analytics. Yeah, and December was a lot better. November is also a lot better because you have all the shopping. You do need to realize that you're at like the mercy of the advertisers too for some of the money that you get over here. So that's YouTube versus day job in a nutshell. I wanted to kind of try and be as realistic as I can in this video for people that want to watch. And from someone that does tech content on here, I really still love the knowledge aspect of it. The knowledge of YouTube is the knowledge gain and the fun stuff I get to do on a daily basis. It's not lost on me, and I still love that. It's just all the other crap that you got to deal with from this is kind of why I'm like, I don't really want to do that. So I'm just gonna try and do like a day job or maybe another side hustle, pulling a little bit more money over there so I can cover the benefits aspect that you just don't get with being a contractor. And that's fine with me. I think that's a good balance to where I don't think I'll ever do this full time. I think I've come to that realization as I'm coming up on almost half a million. That's kind of, I don't know if that number's right. I just, maybe half of that's bots. I don't know. It's hard for me to believe. I really do appreciate though everybody that does watch me. It's fun. I'll continue doing this, and I like I said, if anything, I'm gonna create more videos in the future. But a lot of it, if you're looking at my content and going, "What in the hell is going on here with all this?" It's just different, and it's because I'm different, and it's just I am who I am, and I've just kind of realized this year I'm just like, F it. I'm just gonna do what I want. I'm gonna look at all the programs I want. If it's something I find interesting, I'm gonna make a video about it. If I hate it, I'm not gonna make a video about it. I'm just gonna kind of go through all the different motions. You're gonna see some Windows, you're gonna see some Linux, you're gonna see a little bit of everything. That's kind of where I feel like is my wheelhouse. And a lot of people are like, well, you should just do general tech content or more surface level so you attract a bigger audience. And I'm like, it kind of sucks. I don't know if I ever could do that. I think I would just hate it. I really like the really technical stuff. I really like approaching that stuff. It's fun, and it's challenging, and sometimes I like spend 10 hours on a video just to throw it in the trash can because it turns out the technology's awful. That part not so fun, but I do learn a lot along the way. And that's kind of where I'm at. And something I kind of want to reinforce for this year in 2023 is don't be afraid to fail. Failure is essential to ever have proper success. And that's one thing I try and do often is fail. Whether it's me blowing something up, whether it's me trying something and failing, whether it's me just doing whatever. Probably this video is a failure. And I'm okay with that.